is the ultimate goal of the day. Isn't it? I haven't actually got the broadcast open yet, so I don't know if there's been any... has there been any memes? Any pit walk? I was watching a bit of it downstairs, so I caught, like, some of it. But I didn't see anything particularly memey. There is a lot of celebs there, though. I've seen celebs there. Guys, Zayn Malik is there. Woof. What a celeb. What a time to be alive. No, there are a few celebrities there. A few American football players. Odell Beckham Jr. Will.i.am, he's there. But I mean, he was there last year as well, wasn't he? He was doing the intros. They haven't done the intros again, have they? Like they did in the first year. I don't think they've done that again, have they? They're about to do the anthem anyway. They've all got their cooling vests on. How long before chaos? I mean, there is a chance of a safety car or incident on the first lap around here. It's a tight first corner, so there's always a chance of that. Maybe they'll be well behaved after yesterday, though. Who knows? Mark Anthony. What? What do I know him from? It's weird because there's no music on the stream, but I am listening to the anthem, so... I mean, he can actually. He's got a unique tone to his voice, hasn't he? He can sing. Even though I'm not there, I felt like I shouldn't speak through the national anthem. Is that normal? Felt like I should just let it play, even though. I don't know. Before this race, there was promised to be a chance of rain this weekend, but there certainly bloody hasn't been, has there? Camila Cabello getting a picture with Lewis. Oh, the music's really kicking off now. Evening Juice. No, it is Crofty and Brundle. Brundle's there this weekend. Interestingly, Crofty isn't at Imola. That's one of the races Crofty isn't doing. So I can't remember. Does anyone remember the guy that's filling in for Crofty? can't remember his name. He's another. Obviously, you have the main commentator. Crofty's the main one. Then you have the colour commentator. That's Martin Brundle or Anthony Davidson or Rosberg. I can't remember the guy's name now, but Crofty is doing something similar to what Martin Brundle's done for the last few years, and Crofty isn't doing all the races. So he's doing, I want to say 18 of the 24, so he's missing 6, and one of the ones he's missing is Imola. Let me Google it. Harry Benjamin, Formula 3 commentator Harry Benjamin will fill in for Croft. I'm not familiar with Harry Benjamin. So he's going to be filling in. It's interesting that they've chosen him and not someone like Alex Jacques or someone like that. I find that a little bit interesting, but yeah. There we go. So he's doing Imola. I want to say Imola, Austria, and Baku, but I might have got those races wrong. It's definitely Imola. So Crofty isn't going to be doing those races. Like, I don't really blame them, you know. For instance, Martin Brundle has other commitments. His son does racing as well. Martin still does a little bit of racing. You know, they're older now. They got family. Same for Crofty. You know, 24 races in a season's a lot. A lot of double headers, a lot of back-to-back. And we watch the races, and sometimes, right, it can be a lot. Sometimes they might go from a race weekend, and the mechanics feel this the worst. They might go from a race weekend, let's say Imola, and then the next one's Monaco. So they have to travel pretty much from Imola, let's use that as an example, to Monaco in a very short space of time because they have to be there at least for Thursday. They might go home for a day or two, maybe, and then instantly travel again. And so when you're doing the triple headers, especially if the traveling is a long way away from home, let's say if it's the flyaway races and you're doing a triple header, it becomes a lot more difficult to get home and back. And sometimes they might be away for 2 or 3 weeks. So I completely understand why they don't want to do 24 races in a season. I think we've got quite a few triple headers this year. I know we've got Imola and Monaco as a double header. Then we've got Spain and Austria. That's a double header. Oh, it's actually Spain, Austria, Britain. That's a triple header. But at least, obviously, Great Britain. You know, most of the commentators live back in the UK anyway, so... You know, we got Netherlands, Italy. That's a double header. Baku, Singapore, it's another doubleheader. I think we've got USA, Mexico, Brazil. That's a triple header, another triple header. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. You don't want to be doing all that if you got, you know, family and stuff like that. It can be a lot, can it? It's honestly, the people behind Formula One want to add more sprints and they want to do more races. And a couple of the drivers have spoken out about this. Ultimately, it's the mechanics that are the worst off because the mechanics are there longer than the drivers. The mechanics are having to travel, disassemble the cars after the race, reassemble the cars, do the garages, set up the garages. They're the ones that are affected more by double headers and triple headers, really, than even the drivers are. So, Yeah, they're the ones that really get shafted, the mechanics. This year, there is a system whereby they have to swap the mechanics out, I believe, though. So that all the mechanics aren't doing every race. I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Here's hoping that the McLarens have slightly better pace than they did yesterday. I was really surprised by them in qualifying. I thought they'd be right up there. Miami's a bloody wild place, isn't it? What a wild place Miami is. Well, they did a show run in New York before this week, before Miami. Lewis was there going up and down. What's the road in New York? Going up and down in the I want to say the W11. The mayor told him not to do donuts, but he did. Well, he didn't do a donut. He spun around. And he's like, well, I had to, you know. There's no turning circle. No, Mercedes did not go well on the softs at all. Quite a few didn't. Apparently, Mercedes went on the mediums at the end of Q3 because they didn't have a new set of softs. That's why they did it. So they'll probably start the race on that set of mediums that they ran on last in Q3, I think, because they will have only done one flying lap. I don't know. Do you know what I felt like today? And this is going to sound weird, and I don't know if anyone agrees with me. I woke up today thinking, oh, wait, there's more Formula One. And I felt like there'd already been so much Formula One with the sprint race. And I just felt like, oh, hold on. We've had a sprint race, so now we know what will happen with the medium tyres. We know what everyone's race pace is. We know roughly what the order is. And I was like, well, I feel like when we have a sprint weekend, it just takes that little bit of surprise that we had. Do you know what I mean for the race? Because we don't have any of those unknowns anymore. So yeah, 3 minutes until the race. Good eve, Eddie. Chris, how you doing? If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit that like button. It does help. So yeah, I just felt as though it just takes away a little bit of that unknown. You know, after qualifying, you go into the race and you don't know, okay, we don't quite know about the race pace, even though they've done runs, but we won't know for sure. And we don't really know about the deck. But after the sprint, we know. They'll know how the medium holds. We know that Red Bull's quicker than Ferrari. you know, there's nothing that we don't really know. And so, yeah. I think that's why I don't like the sprints. Oh yeah, Magnussen. Absolutely wild from Magnussen yesterday. Magnussen, the stewards, I think, wanted to punish him, but they couldn't. We'll get into that. I'm going to do a video on the whole Magnussen thing, probably tomorrow. There's a lot to say. Mediums for the top 14. Oh, Lewis is starting on the hards. Okay, so everyone down in the top 14 is on mediums, apart from Lewis Hamilton in 8th, who's on the hards. Alonso's on the hards in 15th, and Bottas is on the softs in 16th. Magnussen in 18th on the hard, Danny Rick on the hard. Lewis starting on the hards is curious. And so is Bottas starting on the softs. That seems like an error. I'm not sure about that. Could be tough off the start for Lewis on those hards. He doesn't want to get overtaken by Nico Hulkenberg. You wouldn't want that, would you? Oh God, Ocon will be furious if he retires. Right, they've started the formation lap. I am quite surprised Lewis has gone hards, if I'm being honest. Because if there's some sort of issue early on, some teams might then go onto the hards. But obviously Lewis can't do that now. Magnussen only got 3 penalty points, which takes his total to 8 for the year. So it wasn't even that bad for him, really. Yeah, the good thing with YouTube is that you can just pause the broadcast, which is, you know... I wish Twitch had that. I wish Twitch had a better player like YouTube. So they reckon the medium will do about 18 laps, which we know because the sprint was 19 yesterday. And the hard will do about 38 laps. I don't think the hard's going to do 38 laps. Right, I'm ready. I'm stood up ready. Just do a bit of a stretch. Yeah, hopefully Lando survives. Well... yeah, it's very hot on track. It's very hot.
Looks like the wind picked up slightly, just to bear in mind.
I think it's hotter than that because track temp was 58 something on Friday.
MultiB green.
No, it's 53 point something. Let's see what Daniel Ricciardo can do as well. Not a great qualifying from him. Yeah, I think air temp is probably 28 at least. Right, I will tell you, as always, when the lights go out, they're still lining up on the grid. We got the last car coming up now, which is Danny Rick after his penalty. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go. Really good start from Max. Shocker. Perez is trying to go up the inside. Oh! Perez almost took out Verstappen! Oh my God, Perez almost took out Verstappen. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. That was so close from Perez then. That was so close from Perez. He sent it up the inside of the Ferrari and then almost took out Max. Piastri had a really good start, by the way. Let's make sure these update. There we go. Oh, Alpines through the chicane. Oh, they're making contact. The two Alpines through the chicane. Max already out of DRS. Oh my god, the two Alpines with their... Hamilton desperately trying to stay ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg's done it. Not good from... I mean, Hamilton did make some places off the start, but on these hard tyres, doesn't seem to be working for him. DRS enabled now. I think the problem was for Hamilton is he started on the hards. And so he's going to have to weather these first two laps. Russell's dropped to 10th, though. I don't know what happened on the start to George Russell. Gasly's passed Alonso as well. Alonso struggling on the hards as well. Both the cars in the you know, the head of the pack or the top 10 there, Hamilton and Alonso, both struggling on the hard tires. Yeah, all of them on the hard tires struggling. Bottas is obviously on the softs. You would think he'd be doing all right, but again, those softs might be overheating. There's such a small window for these tires. So Verstappen's already winning by leading by 1.6. Piastri did the fastest lap then, though. He's right behind Charles Leclerc. God, bloody hell. Imagine if Perez actually took out Verstappen. Can you imagine the conversations at Red Bull if Perez had taken out Verstappen there into turn one? Whee! I would have loved to have been in the Red Bull garage if that happened, let me tell you. We haven't actually seen a replay at the start just yet. Now, we know from yesterday, from the sprint, and this is what I was saying, that the Ferraris don't really have the pace of Red Bull. The person I'm really looking to is Norris, but currently, Norris is quite far back because, yeah, he didn't have a great start. Well, he got ruined at the start, rather, because of Perez, as you say. And so he's currently dropped quite far off Sergio Perez. Yeah, good pace from Piastri. But Norris is actually falling back from Perez. Well, Oscar's obviously getting helped a little bit by the fact that he has DRS. So obviously that is aiding him somewhat. What we find out from the sprint as well, and this isn't a surprise to any of us that have watched these races here, it's not a particularly good track for overtaking. despite having 2 long straights with 2 pretty long DRS zones, it's actually not that easy. As Piastri does... Oh, no, he got out of it. Did he? No, he did it. I thought he bailed out of it. Piastri goes into 2nd place. I thought he'd bailed out of that. I honestly thought he'd bailed out of it from the camera we were looking at. Oof. Let's go. Let's see what Piastri has in the locker then. Let's see what he has in the locker. Russell's just got past Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, the problem is now, the question is, can Piastri break the DRS of Charles Leclerc? I'm not sure, you know. .2 seconds currently. So the gap did increase there. 33.5 for Verstappen though, and a 33.1 for Piastri. Yeah, terrible start from Charles Leclerc. Oh, do you know what? Perez actually ruined Carlos Sainz because Carlos was going into the first corner ahead of Perez and he had to bail because Perez was about to smash into him, and that's why Charles got back ahead. Russell was round the outside and... Oh, false start for Perez. Uh-oh. They've changed... Oh, my God. He was so close to smashing into Max. Oh, my God. That onboard is scary. Oh, my God. That also, they've changed the rules. It's now, once like the 4th light goes on, any movement is now going to be a false start. So it's possible, or is it after the 5th light? I can't remember, but anyway, basically they've changed it so that any movement will be considered a false start, whereas before it was a case of only if the sensor picked it up and or it had to be, if you moved but then stopped, you'd be okay. But, yeah, that might be trouble for Perez. That might be trouble for Perez. Might be real trouble for him.
Well, I just have no pain.
Verstappen isn't gapping away though at the minute. Piastri's only 2 seconds behind him. So Verstappen hasn't just cleared away just yet, which is good. I mean, I'm sure they're all managing tyres and what have you. I think Lewis just got past Hulk, did he? He did, yeah. Okay, that's quite big for Lewis.
Yeah, I feel like I have space here. Copy, understood.
Yeah. He's definitely past him. The question is whether he can pull out. Oh, I tell you what, he was brave there.
He was strong in the low.
Hulkenberg really almost put him in the wall. That was spicy. Spicy. Ooh. That was squeaky bum time, that was. Oh, Hamilton's back behind Hulkenberg now. Hulkenberg repassed him somewhere. We didn't see it. Well, the Mercs are terrible. That's what's going on with them. So, Verstappen has pulled out a little bit to Piastri now, but there's still this big fight between Sainz, Leclerc, and Piastri currently. They've gapped Perez a little bit, and Norris hasn't really closed in. Oh, Hamilton locked up into the final corner. Oh, that's really frustrating for Lewis. After doing all that hard work. It's annoying, isn't it? After doing all that hard work to then just sadly throw it away. I bet you Russell now is going to ruin them both by trying to send it on Lewis while Lewis is trying to get past Hulk. I'm telling you. Or he's going to be asking to be let past. Okay, no further investigation for the false start, so Perez is clear. Well, no, it depends, really. I don't really think Russell had the pace either, to be honest. But, I mean, I don't know what they'll decide. If Lewis can get past Hulkenberg, I think that would be really good for his long strategy, to be honest. The thing is, Russell was 2 seconds behind Hamilton. Obviously, that gap is now nothing because of the Hamilton getting past Hulkenberg and all that jazz, but... They reckon these medium tyres will go to about lap 18, so I reckon they'll start... These medium tyres, I think, will start losing out in the next 5 or so laps, so... Sainz has been asking, essentially, for team orders without explicitly saying it. He's like, oh, I'm faster, guys. Verstappen did a 32.8 last time around. Piastri did a 33 flat, so... The good news is that he's not gapping Piastri by an absurd amount, which is good to see. I think Lewis needs to be a little bit closer going down to this back straight. Oh no, he did get it done. He got it done. Now he's got to make sure he stays ahead, though, because Nico's going to get DRS down the next straight. So we got to make sure that he actually gets past. I think... Oh, George didn't quite get past him. So the question is, Verstappen now 2.9 seconds ahead. Do you know what's surprising me? Perez has still dropped off Sainz, 2 seconds behind. Norris is catching Perez, though. The question for Hamilton is, can he stay ahead of Hulkenberg? Now Hulkenberg's going to have DRS. I mean, I think George might get Hulkenberg down here. Am I live? Yeah. Yeah, I am live, yeah. If you mean my Sky, if I'm live, I am. Yeah, well, Daniel Ricciardo's in 19th, but he is on the hard tyres, 28 seconds. Yeah, so not great from Danny Ricciardo so far, is it? He's not. He is on the hard tyre, though, so. Oh, it's because Albon pitted. I beg your pardon. Albon's ditched those mediums and put the hards on. That's why Danny Rick isn't in dead last. Stroll's pitting as well. Oh, big lockup from someone. It was George Russell. Bottas pitting. Sargent pitting. Stroll, sorry. Yeah, Stroll and Sargent pitting. And Bottas. I was right. Oh, Hulkenberg's done here. George will be straight past him. Hulkenberg's losing a bit of pace now. Russell's only 0.3 ahead of him before DRS opens up. Georgie boy will be straight past. I'm surprised Hulkenberg didn't try and defend that. I'm going to be honest. I thought he would have tried to at least go to the inside and force George to go the long way round. I am very surprised he didn't defend. If you ever think of a Ferrari driver, no matter what you think, they're always on plan B. They're going to pit this, Haas, yeah. Hulkenberg's pitting now. Lap 13 off the mediums. Gasly's also pitting right behind him. These mediums are not going 18 laps. It's very hot out there. Yeah. Oh, Norris is all over the back of Sergio Perez now, guys. No, they were on mediums for the sprint race, Eddie. Unless I'm misremembering. So Perez has dropped further away from Sainz, and Norris is now right on him. So Albon went past Stroll, but then Stroll went past him. Ah, the Kevin Magnussen line. Ah, the K-Mag line. Evening Zoo. Well, I mean, he quite clearly kept the position. Alex Albon quite clearly kept the position by going off the track. It's not debatable. Oh, Ferrari. Sainz asking if they're going to do something, and Ferrari, we are looking into it. On your screen, it says they're using a different tyre. I don't know what screen you're looking at, Hampus. I can assure you they're not using a special tyre. What screen are you referring to? The F1 website. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, it's got like a diagonal line. It might mean a used set. I could be wrong. It might mean they put on a used set. I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it might mean. So, for instance, Alonso put on a set of hard tyres that had done one lap. So his current stint is 13, but in total they've done 14, so they've got a line through them. Russell started the race on a set of mediums that had already done 3 laps. They'd done qualifying yesterday, so he did an out lap, a qualifying lap, and in lap. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's definitely what it means. It means that when they put them on, it was a used set. Obviously, you won't know how much they used if you don't look at the website. The tyres section of the F1 website does tell you, though. It tells you the stint and then the total. So you're able to see exactly what they've done before they were put on. So, Carlos Sainz has dropped out of the DRS of Charles Leclerc. Piastri's holding the gap to Max at around 3 seconds, which 15 laps into the race, I'll take at the minute. I'll take. So that's okay. Norris is still right behind Sergio Perez, and Perez is 4 seconds behind Sainz now. Hamilton and Russell running in 7th and 8th, but Hamilton's like 9.5 seconds, 10 seconds behind Norris now, so quite a way behind. Yeah, Charles Leclerc said that he didn't want the car to be blue. He said to him, Ferrari's red and it needs to stay predominantly red. But it was for one race to celebrate their heritage of that blue Ferrari. So I think they should have just made it blue for the one race, personally. Surely everyone remembers that Ferrari have had history of racing cars being blue and yellow over the years. So, yeah, there we go. I think it should have been blue. The race pace of this McLaren isn't too shabby at all, guys. It's not too shabby at all. As the fuel comes off as well, the McLaren's looking a lot better. Last time across the line, Max did a 32.8. Piastri did a 32.7. So... I definitely think Max is managing, but I think everyone's managing because they have to, because of the tyre deck. So, yes, Max will be managing, but everyone else will be as well, including Piastri, Leclerc, Sainz, for sure. Because they'll all have to. The question is, does Max have more pace in the bag if he needed it? And the answer is probably yes, let's be honest. The reality is that if he wanted to go a bit quicker, I think we'd all be in agreement that he could. George Russell's doing pretty well, I will say, because he's been on those medium tyres for 19 laps. Because his laps were 3 laps old when he put them on. So he's doing pretty well in respect of that. But their outright pace, the Mercedes, is not good. You know, Hamilton's 10 seconds behind Norris. He did a 33.5 last time, across the line. Norris did 33.1. So Mercedes are a good 4/10 slower than the cars ahead per lap. Now, Hamilton is on the hard tyre, but yeah, still. They're boxing Perez. Perez definitely struggling. I presume he's put on the hards. He has, yeah. I mean, the Red Bull mechanics are absurdly good. Like they're just really good, and they've been good for a long time. Yeah, the Aston Martins have surprised me this weekend. They've really been struggling, haven't they? Alonso's currently in 11th. Stroll's down in 17th. Well, I don't think Aston have done awful, though. Aston were doing all right at the beginning of the season, and they showed some promise. But they, yeah, I don't know. They've dropped off, Aston, and other teams now have, even in the first 5-6 races, have comfortably ahead of them now. But the thing is, that I'll be honest, you look at the Aston, and that, to me, that Aston Martin looks fast. It looks quick. But, yeah. But it's not. Sainz has dropped 2 seconds back from Charles Leclerc now. Max is still a bit quicker than Piastri, but he's not. He's not like. He's not blitzing it 5-6 tenths a lap. They're pretty even. Yeah, Norris is now trying to chase down Carlos Sainz. The question is, will he catch him? I think it was about 36 to 38 laps. Oh, is a Ferrari pitting Charles Leclerc. Good stop from Ferrari. Oof. Oh, Charles Leclerc's come out in between both Mercedes there. But, I mean, he's going to get past Hamilton very easily on fresh tyres. And there you go. That basically, even the Ferraris, who weren't even winning the race, were a pit stop ahead of Mercedes halfway through the race. Well, not even halfway through the race. Not good for Mercedes, is it? Not good at all. George is actually doing well on these mediums, though. I'm impressed. I think Mercedes have they've got it wrong, haven't they? And they've been it's a knock-on effect because of the cost cap. They got it wrong in 22, and they just haven't been able to get it right yet and catch up because of the cost and changing chassis and everything. They just haven't got on top of it, and this is where they're at now because of it. They haven't really understood the regs, and other people have done a better job. This happens in Formula One, a lot, where some teams will just do better. That's the way it is. Other teams have done better, and they haven't got on top of their problems. And with the cost cap, it's hard to get out of that rut. Very nice move from Charles Leclerc. Very nice move from Charles. Teammates next year. This is a bollard in the middle of the track. What was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, Hamilton, old tyres. Not surprising. Oh, it was Verstappen that hit the cone. Let's see. Let's look at the replay. Oh, God, he did hit it. Oh, he's fine. I mean, he smashed the cone to bits. He smashed the bollard to bits, but the car's fine. Yeah, this might be a VSC, This might be a VSC. It'd be ruinous for the people on the hard tyres. It might just be a VSC. Virtual safety car. There you go. Loads of people are going to pit now. Loads of people are going to pit. But this virtual safety car might not be out for very long. Ocon's pitting. Alonso's pitting. The VSC might be over very, very quickly. Ending straight away. It's ending now. Yeah. Track clear. There you go. So a couple of people at the back made a stop. Verstappen stopping now. Well, he couldn't box before because he was past the pit entry. But he needs to stop at some point, so it may as well be now. If he was able to stop under the VSE, he would have done it. Piastri now leading the race, living his best life. Charles Leclerc is now only 3.5 seconds behind Verstappen. Well, yeah, he was a 22-second gap, CB, because he'd pitted. He'd pitted, hadn't he? And now Verstappen's pitted, so the gap's back at around 3 seconds. Are they doing a one-stop here? They are going to do a one-stop, aren't they? Everyone's trying to do a one-stop. Norris is now only 2.5 seconds behind Carlos Sainz, by the way. Boxing George Russell now. Yeah, their pace isn't bad. Like, Leclerc's pace isn't bad. But I also don't think it's good enough, but it's not bad. George Russell going on to the Hadz. Not the quickest of stops, but... Oh, God, that's... Nah, to be honest, I actually don't stream that many weekends anymore. But I say that. I stream all the Formula 1 races. But I don't tend to stream on a weekend if the Formula 1 isn't on. Well, yeah, it's been tough for Ferrari fans over the past few years, for sure. Oof. Hulkenberg having a good old scrap with Fernando Alonso. Well, Zach Brown's saying that both of the McLarens are pretty much flat out, so Piastri can't be doing that much management. But I do think Max will likely have been doing management, so... Well, they haven't been decent, have they? They weren't decent last year. They were losing out to bloody Mercedes. They were pretty much all over the place last year. They were good in 2022. Oh. Hamilton saying that he can't see the chicane now because the bollard's gone. Verstappen will be easing in those hard tyres, though, I'd imagine, because he'll want those to go to the end of the race. I don't think you'll see any need to be gunning it on the early laps. You go too fast, you'll start with graining. So I think he'll just be taking it easy on these hard tyres now. Well, I've learned to turn the Formula 1 off before the Dutch national anthem comes on now. I don't need to keep hearing it. Hamilton's pitting now. I thought Hamilton would go longer on those hards. I really did. .4 seconds start. Norris is now only 1.7 seconds behind Carlos Sainz. Hmm. I mean, ultimately, if they're matching Verstappen's pace, even though Verstappen probably is, easing his way into it, if they're matching Verstappen's pace, then...
On the braking. I cannot brake into 15.
Boxing
16.
Sainz now. Danny Ricciardo is currently running in 11th. Obviously, he started right. Oh, Piastri's paired with Sainz. So Norris is winning. Interesting. What's Verstappen saying? So Verstappen's struggling a little bit. Verstappen's saying he's struggling with grip. Locked up again. 32.4 last. Yellow flag sector 1. Double yellow. Oh, it's a... K-Mag. He's hit the barrier. Oh, that's going to be a safety car. That's going to be a safety car. Safety car. Full safety car for Lando Norris. Hey, lads. Well. Well, this has just spiced things up. Spice up your life. All the boys and the girls. All the people of the world. We haven't actually seen a replay of what happened, by the way, so... Perez is pitted and gone out on medium. Sonoda's pitted. It worked out for Yuki, because he's now stayed ahead of Hamilton and Russell. So K-Mag going into turn 1, round the outside. Oh, that's messy. That's messy. Oh. You would argue Sargent didn't really give him enough room on the outside, maybe. Because he was there, wasn't he? What do you think? I'm not sure if I said Lando then. I meant Logan. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Logan gave him room, but also it's a bit of a daft place to stick your nose in. So it's a tricky one, that. So, Norris is going to be leading this race when it all shakes out. So, yeah, so... Yeah, the safety car... Has the safety car just assumed Max Verstappen was winning? They've picked up Max Verstappen, just assuming Max was winning the race? So what's going on here, then? What are they going to do? Are they going to let all these cars pass, or are they going to... Yeah, they're letting all the cars pass. Do you know what? Why can't we just have some common sense here, where the safety car just catches Norris and just drives past him? Can we not have a bit of common sense rather than letting the whole field unlap themselves? Like, is that not just easier? Is that not just easier? Like, come on. Well, no, this isn't unlapping. This isn't unlapping. This is catching up to the leader. This is different, but... I just feel as though the safety car could have just driven up to the back of Norris, gone past Norris, and we're done, right? But, yeah. I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I think that move wasn't really on from K-Mag. I don't know. But I also don't think Sargent gave him enough room. I just don't think the move was on. I do agree Sargent should have given more room, but I don't think the move was on. I don't think in that corner. So I don't think it's completely clear cut, but yeah. God, like, listen, I'm all for it, but Norris is locked into this position, hasn't he? Jesus Christ. Piastri will be kicking himself. "26 laps left as we look at it here. There'll probably be a couple more under the safety car now. So probably 24, 25 laps of racing. And I do think Max will get past pretty easily. I agree. But Max wasn't, he wasn't happy on the Hadz. He said he was locking up a lot. He wasn't happy. Oh, Kevin Magnussen with a penalty. Like... K-Mag? Again? Oh, yeah, let's get... He's in 19th place. Let's give him another 10-second penalty, guys. Like, come on. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Like... Like, K-Mag, come on. Come on, dude. I mean, yeah, the DRS for Red Bull is just so strong, isn't it? Safety car in this lap, folks. Right. Here we go. Thank you for the follow, Hampus, by the way. I didn't call it out earlier. I don't have the audio for the alerts in my nose. In my nose? In my ears. Oh, Max is right next to him. Max was literally on top of him. Chas, thank you for the follow. Max was, yeah. Max was like alongside him. I tell you what, Charles Leclerc is actually all over the back of Max Verstappen currently. And Norris is almost out of DRS range. Oh my god, I thought Charles Leclerc was sending it. Just to be clear, DRS obviously after one lap now. Yeah, Tsunoda really looked out from the safety car. He was the big winner alongside Norris, I'd say. So, when we go across the line, DRS will be enabled, but... He is actually out of DRS currently, guys. Oh my god, are we going to see a Lando Norris win? It's too early to say that, isn't it? Too early to say. Yeah, I don't know what Zhou Guanyu's doing on the softs. Max was struggling on those hard tyres, though, guys. Like, he was struggling. Sorry, guys, I'll take it back. I'll take it back, sorry. My bad.
You also on hard,
my bad, yo.
Perez behind him is on medium.
Oh, Carlos Sainz all over the back of Piastri. Oh, they touch. Gave him a little tickle wiggle. Hamilton got past Tsunoda, I think, into that very same corner. Currently, the gap is 1.5 seconds. Yeah, Piastri definitely did push Sainz off. 1000%, that's what happened, but... I mean, yeah, Piastri did push him off. You can't say, well, Piastri didn't leave the track, so it's fair. No, it's not. What are you on about? He's obviously pushed him off. You can't just not take the corner. That's not how it works, man. That's insane. It's not. I'm not saying that should be a penalty. I'm just saying that, you know, you can't pretend like, oh, he didn't go off the track, so it's fine. That's not how it works. Like, it's mental that Martin Brundle thinks like that. Piastri definitely ran him out of road. There isn't any doubt about that. I don't know where Sainz is meant to go. Where is he meant to go? That's good news, Hampus. I'm glad that the guide is helping people who are new to the sport. I'm really glad for that. Sorry, Sainz. Do you think they're just going to go to the McLaren garage and tell Piastri, yeah, give him the position? Like, what? What's Sainz on? Sorry, is Sainz the judge now as well? Tell him to give me the position, and he won't get a penalty. Sorry, Carlos, I don't think that's your decision, mate. I really like Carlos Sainz. I like his vibe. I love his hair. His hair is just... Oh, Carlos is funny. Yeah. It's not... I understand what Sainz is saying, but tell him to give me the position. I'm not sure McLaren are going to see it that way, to be honest. Norris is now 1.9 seconds ahead of Verstappen, almost 2 seconds. So currently, Max hasn't engaged hyperspeed. Last lap across the line was a 31.3 from Norris and a 31.4 from Max. So at the minute, they're matching lap times. Charles Leclerc's also dropped out of the DRS of Verstappen. Piastri's dropped out of the DRS of Leclerc, and we know that Carlos Sainz is all over the chuff of Piastri. And then you got Perez, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Russell. No further action for Piastri, so it's a good job McLaren didn't give him the position. So the stewards don't think there was anything untoward there, so I mean... Mmm. 20 laps is a long way. Yeah, it's certainly, it's not over. Not over at all. Yeah, McLaren's doing really good job managing the tyres. They just struggled a little bit in qualifying because these tyres seem like really peaky. You just get them slightly off, you know, slightly outside of the window, and they're just no good. So I don't know, Johnny. Is there a plan for CS? If you let me know of a plan ahead of time, I'll be available for the plan. If you tell me there's a plan, Johnny, then I will accept the plan. Well, nah, I don't think so. That Red Bull's way too quick in a straight line, and that Mercedes way too slow. Even if Hamilton had the pace, I don't think he's getting past the Red Bull. Like, Perez does look like he's struggling as well, doesn't he? And, you know, we heard Verstappen before the safety car saying he was struggling on those hard tyres. But Perez hasn't looked particularly strong this weekend. Some might say Carlos Sainz is feeling a little blue. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Max saying he can't get the car to turn. Now, that is usually a problem. Just for those of you that want a little bit of a breakdown of that problem, when you can't get the car to turn, it's usually a problem in the corners. If you want some technical analysis. So, that's not insight you're going to find anywhere else. Yeah, Norris, like last time across Sainz. Oh! I'm not sure if there was contact there. He basically had to slam on the brakes. I think I saw some carbon fiber going flying. Piastri had DRS. Oh, they lock up. He's off the track. Oh, that was messy. That is Sainz being fed up. That is Sainz being fed up. There was definitely carbon flying somewhere. That's terrible for Hamilton because now Perez has got DRS ahead of him. Kevin Magnussen investigated for failing to serve his time penalty correctly. Oh! Hamilton's got ahead of Piastri. What's just happened there? What's just happened to Piastri? They just breezed past him, both of them. Oscar might have damage, you know. He might. There was definitely carbon fiber that went flying. Oh, he does. He's got front wing damage. The front wing's hanging off. Oh, no. You could see it now on the camera. The front wing flap is hanging. Oh, no. He's got a box. Oh, Carlos. Oh, Piastri's been ruined there. I need to see a replay of that. We're just watching the replay now. So Carlos... Nah. Carlos was out of control going into that corner. He couldn't slow the car down. He locked the brakes trying to slow down.
Stay focused.
He locked the brakes trying to slow down, and the rear comes out and hits the front of Piastri's car. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? It looked like he was maybe a little bit too far back and he was a little bit frustrated and he just couldn't get the car stopped.
Oscar, we see front wing damage. So we think we should box and replace the front wing.
It was a late breaker. Listen, the late breaker, if he gets it stopped, it's fine, but he didn't get it stopped, did he? He might have ruined himself. He's saying something doesn't feel right with the car. So, Max, going back to the lead, guys. 3.5 seconds behind Norris currently. Yeah, Max is definitely struggling on these hard tyres, for sure. I'll be honest, Perez seems to have got this a little bit more under control now. If I'm being honest with you. I think he will, because the cars ahead did 20... Quite a few cars ahead did over 20 laps on the medium with a full tank of fuel. So I think he will make it to the end on the mediums. You know, with less fuel. I think he'll be alright. They think Carlos's car is okay, which I would agree with. Because I think his pace looks fine. Magnussen Sargent incident turn 3 under investigation. They already investigated that. They gave him a 10-second penalty. I feel really sorry for Piastri. He had a solid race. Yeah. I don't think Hamilton's got the pace to get past Perez. I think he's missed his opportunity. Well, apparently he didn't serve that penalty correctly, so you do wonder. Yeah. Yeah. That is also true, yeah. Alonso Ocon, there's Drive to Survive for you. Just grabbing a water before it all kicks off. 2 secs. John Lee. The technical analysis of turning. Yeah, it's in depth, that, isn't it? That's from my years of experience. Right. Norris is still pulling ahead of Verstappen, so unless Verstappen finds some sort of pace, yeah, the Mercedes just doesn't have a good rear end. That's one of their problems. Like, it's just got the traction. Especially when you compare it to a Red Bull ahead of it, and the Red Bull's just got incredible traction. Ricciardo in 15th, not really had a particularly great race, has he? Not, you know, not great. To be honest, the Ford Fiesta, a 2006 Ford Fiesta would probably turn better, especially when you engage the handbrake. Oscar got, well, I mean, he got Tokyo drifted into by Carlos Sainz and smashed his front wing to bits, and he had to pit. Yeah. You've been struck by a smooth operator. Magnussen is apparently might be getting another penalty. It's fucking bizarre. Well, Max is good friends with Lando. Maybe he's just gone, do you know what, mate? I'm going to give it to you. You know what? Love you. Here you go. Now, that Max is too much of a competitor for that. That is a joke, by the way. The Red Bull didn't pull away from Piastri at the start of the race like we thought it would. And then when it went on the hard tyres with Max and Perez, they've struggled. They really have struggled. So, they're investigating Carlos Sainz and Piastri. Oh my God, Lance Stroll. It did take a while, didn't it? That happened like bloody 2 weeks ago, didn't it?
What track limits at turn
A lot's
5?
happened since then.
Strikes, track limits turn 5. You're too tight.
I'm a little bit surprised George Russell hasn't caught Yuki Tsunoda, because Hamilton's now 4 seconds ahead of Tsunoda, but Russell dropped 4 seconds back from Tsunoda. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I thought George would have caught Tsunoda, if I'm being honest, on the same tyre.
Okay, so that's 3 strikes, Lance, for track limits at turn 5. That's a black and white flag, so no more. Okay.
Perez dropped back off Sainz. We know Perez is struggling. And Sainz dropped back off Leclerc again. We knew that he was struggling. And now Norris is 5 seconds ahead with 10 laps to go. Ooh. Not only could it be Max Verstappen not winning, it could be Lando Norris's first win in Formula One. Is it too early to believe? Oh, okay. I'll stop believing, sorry. Oh, Alonso and Ocon. Hmm. I just think Max is struggling on those hard tyres, honestly. I don't think there's anything more to it than that. Oh, Alonso. Yeah, he said he was struggling to turn the car because he's been struggling on these hard tyres, actually. I'll be interested to see what he says at the end of the race, regardless of the result. Alonso! Lovely from Fernando Alonso to get past Ocon. I tell you what, like, considering how bad that Alpine is, just getting 9th or 10th would be great for him, I think. Yeah, that was nice from Fernando. It looks so quick, that Aston Martin, doesn't it? I'm surprised it looks really aggressive, but... Investigation after the race, Sainz and Piastri. Why? Investigate it now. You don't need to hear from them. Look at the footage, make a decision.
New subscription received. Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
Thank you, Money. Particularly Money for the 76 months. I appreciate you. Well, yeah, why not look now? I don't understand why. I guess they're... I don't know. I honestly don't know. Just look now. Look at the footage. Sorry, what are you doing for 7 laps? Just look. Do you know what I mean? It's much better to get a decision on it now rather than at the end. Sometimes they make decisions after the race because they want to speak to the drivers. But ultimately, what the driver says doesn't really matter, does it? You take what... you know? I don't know. As I said, Hamilton's not had the pace to get past that Red Bull. Like, he's been right behind him in DRS behind Perez, but he's not had the pace to actually get past. And even if he did, I think Perez would have the DRS and get straight back past him. Yeah, literally the Red Bull, he's slower in the slower speed corners, but down the straights, the Red Bull's just keeping him, you know, pulling him along, as you say. It's just a toe, isn't it? He's just literally getting a toe. Look how slow he is out of that, out of the chicane complex, though. Like, Perez is so far up the road before Hamilton can get the power down. You can just see how much better that Red Bull is on traction. So there's no chance for Hamilton out of the traction zone to be close enough to benefit from the DRS. Oh. Oh, God. He got that stopped, Piastri. Fair play. Oh, big lockup, though. It's a big old lockup from him. I mean, there's not... In some respects... And I know it sounds bad. In some respects, he should have retired the car because there's not a will in the world with 6 laps left that he can get into the points. So, in some respects, it's just save the engine, you know, as much as it sucks. Piastri being told that Lando's leading the race. They do not want a safety car. Listen, Oscar, please don't cause an accident. Ricciardo started in last place, and I'm really surprised with the safety car and everything that he hasn't made more progress, to tell you the truth. He's only in 16th, Tsunoda's running in 7th. I'm not quite sure how he hasn't made more progress. Williams hasn't looked great either, has it? Albon's down in 13th, Sargent's in the wall. So, you know. Oh, Lance Stroll and Alex Albon. If you want someone to cause a crash, you can always look to Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll. Hey. Hmm. Nah. Lance was technically off the track, but, you know. He technically was off the track when he went past. Zach Brown looking nervous. Oh, Albon butchered it. Albon. Won't be a safety car. He got it spun round, but oof, that was a big lockup. Well, how many laps are we on? I mean, if there was a safety car now, the chances are it would finish under the safety car, yeah. There's not enough laps, 3 laps, to pick up the leaders, release the lapped cars, etc. So, yeah. What have you missed, Chuck? Good pace from Oscar Piastri behind Verstappen at the beginning of the race. Lando sort of lost out, had good pace though. There was a safety car because K-Mag smashed into Logan Sargent. Norris benefited from it, but then as soon as all the cars put the hard tyres on, Verstappen and Perez just struggled. They couldn't get them working, and Norris, who came out ahead after the safety car, has built up a 6-second lead and looks like he's going to win the race. K-Mag being a menace again. I think he's had another 2 penalties in this race. K-Mag has had like 5 or 6 penalties across the 2 days at Miami. I mean, people are having an absolute giggle with Valtteri Bottas down in 17th. People just love Valtteri Bottas, so they want him to have driver of the day. I mean, Norris has got like 3 laps left. He can just take it easy. He doesn't need to... He doesn't need to take any risks. Guys, there's no jinxing, okay? What will happen will happen. Norris will do what Norris is going to do. And Norris is going to win the race. Okay? He's not going to make a mistake now with only 2 more laps to go after he finishes this one. You don't need to worry about... You don't need to worry about it, okay? Don't need to worry about... You know, you don't need to worry about any of that, okay? Lando Norris won't make a mistake. Lando Norris won't, for instance, just nudge the wall going into the chicane and break his suspension on the last lap. That is something that he wouldn't do. We don't need to worry about that, okay? Lando Norris isn't going to outbrake himself into the second to last corner and go into the runoff and stall the car. He won't do that. All right? This is interesting, though. We talked about this. Hamilton is 13 seconds ahead of George Russell. What happened to George Russell? Like, Alonso is in 9th, Stroll's down in 13th. What the fuck's going on with that? Sainz, he dropped off Charles Leclerc and hasn't been able to match him. Hamilton's given up on the push for Perez now. To be fair, it was just... The traction was too good in that Red Bull. He was never going to get past him down the straight. Well, George didn't have a 13-second slow stop. Like, George had a bad stop, but we're talking like 8/10 of a bad stop. Who's doing the checkered flag? Lisa. Sorry, does she have a surname? It's like Madonna, but she just got a normal name. Yeah, sorry, Lisa who? It's just Lisa. It's simply Lisa. Okay. I've genuinely no idea who that is. I'm not even hating. I just don't know who it is. Final lap for Lando Norris. He can't fuck it up now. Can he? Oh, he's fucking binned it! Just kidding. I hope you're on a delay. We're good, guys. He's going down the back straight now. I thought that was really believable, by the way. 10 out of 10 acting. Just so we're clear. What happened that Verstappen is second? Verstappen just hasn't had the pace on the hard tyre. That was that. Verstappen lost out because of the safety car, but he just couldn't keep up with Norris on the hard tyre. Hey, Daz, that's not nice. Saying we should lose all our CS games, that's really mean. It doesn't just affect me, it affects other people as well. You think about what you just said. Lando's going round the last corner. Lando wins his first race ever. Hey! Lando wins! What a race. Fair play to Lando. He deserved it. He rose so well on that hard tyre. McLaren win again. And they won on pace. They won on pace. On that hard tyre, Lando won on pace. It wasn't just a freak that they won. Max wasn't out of the race. They won on outright pace. On that hard tyre, the Red Bull just didn't have the speed. Let's go, baby! Oh, man. Right, Johnny, I'm ready for CS now. I'll record this and watch the podium after. So whenever a team's assembled. Don't worry, guys. The car's got to go through stewarding yet, so there's still a chance he could be disqualified. So... Yeah, it was great. Listen, it was a great second half to that race by Lando. Well, it was a great first half of the race as well. It was a great first half, but that second half after the safety car, he put in the laps on the hard tyre and he was quicker than Verstappen. So, in the end, it was a lot more of an interesting race than I was expecting it to be. So, I'm happy. Very happy. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Lisa, yeah. Who is Lisa? It just says she's a musician. I've never heard of any of her music. Again, not hating, I just don't know who that is. And why has she named herself just a normal name? It's a one-name musician, but it's not like Madonna. It's just Lisa. It's like me just saying, hi, Andy. Yeah, but Andy what? Adele's a good example, actually. Adele? Yeah, Adele. Adele's a good example because Adele is just her first name. So that's actually a very good example, Adele. All of the McLaren fans need to celebrate while they can before the next race. I'll be honest, Timic, I know you're a Verstappen fan, but these upgrades from McLaren are working. I'm not saying they're going to win the next race, but I'm saying there's going to be races where they're going to win. That car's fast. They've threatened all season. They've brought an upgrade, and in Imola, both the McLarens are going to have the full upgrade. So that McLaren's going to be quick in Imola. I'm not saying it's going to be Red Bull quick, but I wouldn't rule it out completely. Yeah, that was good. Good stuff. So, yeah, it's really, really good. Right, if you're watching on YouTube, which quite a few of you are, and I appreciate you, that is the end of the stream for YouTube. So thank you very, very much for watching. I'm going to carry on Twitch, but thank you on YouTube. There will be a video up tomorrow. on the channel. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you then. For the rest of you on Twitch,